Good evening, our international viewers, and good morning to the folks in India and other places. And this is Raghu from our international welcomes you for the second day event of Pongal Thiruvizha 2021. Probably you watched two of the programs yesterday. This is our third event for our Pongal program. To start with, our sincere thanks to all the volunteers, police, nurses, doctors, and all volunteers who are helping us in this pandemic situation. And also our sincere prayers to those who are suffering or sick to get out of that very quickly. And we do have programs tomorrow and Sunday. I will talk about that a little bit later. And our thanks also to some of our sponsors, Ashok Lakshmanan from Professional Mortgage Inc., Balaji Padmanabhan of Gavel 6, Raghunath Rajagopalan of Northwest Mutual, and Thiru Narayanan of Realtor, Chicago Realtor. Thanks to them for supporting us. Today, we are very fortunate, very fortunate to bring one of the greatest exponents of Bharatanatyam in our area here, Mrs. Hema Rajagopalan. Hema Rajagopalan is a Bharatanatyam dancer, teacher, and choreographer of international reputation. She's the founder and artistic director of Natya Dance Theatre, a professional company and school that has specialized in Bharatanatyam for more than 35 years. Her innovative work preserves Bharatanatyam in its full integrity, developing the art form in various new directions and bringing it to the diverse audiences, not only in North America, but all over the world. Hema Rajagopalan started dancing at the age of 6, and she has performed her arangetram in 6 months of her training, and she is still a prodigy in the art of Bharatanatyam. She studied Bharatanatyam under various gurus, notably Padma Shri K.N. Tandayabani Pillai and his brothers Akriswamy and Dakshinamurthy Pillai. Hema Rajagopalan moved to Chicago, Illinois in 1974 and started Natya Dance Theatre. On behalf of our international and all viewers, welcome Hema to our program.
Namaskaram. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy Pongal to everyone.
Pongal, Vanakkam, Pongal. The first time we are doing this one in Zoom-based dance program. I have done light music, I have done the Carnatic music and dramas and everything. I really wanted to try this one, and because a lot of audience are curious, like what are the things when it relates to Bharatanatyam? What is that Hema does? If at all she has any spare time, those kind of things. My first question, actually, Hema, to you. In fact, this is a question asked by one of our patrons. The title we have this show, "See the Music, Hear the Dance." Please tell me about that.
So I'm sure that all of you, everybody knows what I've seen Bharatanatyam and what Bharatanatyam is, and so on and so forth. But the essential point, I think, is what I wanted to elucidate here is to see the music, the musicality of it. So what happens is when the nuances of the Carnatic music or even the musical orchestration, when it happens, and it gives an impetus to the dancer. So if she's doing she's painting a picture, let's say, and the orchestra, the music goes along with that. So it is the music which is painting that picture, you see? So that's why I said, see the music, because you can actually see the music. You can actually see whether the dancer is sad or whether the dancer is angry or that there is, wonder, there is an effect, and the musicality, the ragam, even the way the vocalist sings, sangadis during the piece, even in the alapanas, she goes up or down, so it reflects on what the dancer does. Right. So that's the most important part. So I thought maybe read, and it's
That's good. Yeah. Someone thought, oh, Raghu, you typed it wrong. Please. No. That is so exactly you wanted, actually. So that's excellent. That's great. That's great. Hema, but let's go to our first piece. We always start Carnatic music and Bharatanatyam also, in praise of Lord Ganesha. So
Right.
tell us about the first
So
piece.
this particular piece is a composition of Uthukadu Venkata Subbaiah. It is in the Sanskritam language, and it talks about the dancing Ganesha, Ananda Nartana Ganapati, and says, please think and concentrate and revere Ganesha, the one who dances, the one who removes obstacles, the one who has an elephant waist, the one who is the son of Parvati and Shiva, the one who rides the mouse. So that is what it is. And you will see movements of in the choreography. What I've tried to do is to show movements of Ganesha.
Okay, very good, very good. And I also have to mention that we have a technical assistant today to help us in the program. And she, by the way, she's one of the beautiful dancer. Rekha Iyer is there to help us. Rekha, you can start our first piece. Rekha, are you sharing the sound?
There's no sound.
Yeah. I can hear, but
Start again and do the sound, please.
yeah, start again. Thank you, Rekha. That was beautiful. Very
Is
nice.
it lagging? I think it's still lagging, and sound is going in and out. I'm not sure.
I know. I think that's probably one of the problems with Zoom telecasting all that. Hema, my next question is about your interest in dancing. Like I read, like you started like when you were 6, 7 years old, and then you did Arangetram so quickly. Tell me about how did you get into dance, and then I'll come back to your guru also.
So when I was 6 years old, my mother knew how to. She also learned, but she never danced. She learned. So when I was born and then I was 6 years old, she wanted obviously to. Every mother has that wish that she wants to teach. And also I was dancing a lot. Whenever I used to go to any performance, apparently I was dancing as any other child would. But then she took me to my teacher in my first guru was Srimati Swarna Saraswati. She is from the Devadasi community, and she is cousin of Bala Saraswati. So, right. So that was my first guru. So she immediately thought that I was very talented and so wanted me to do the Arangetram. And so I did when I was 6 years old, 1956, a long time ago. Then my parents were going to move to Delhi, So actually I was living with my grandparents. So when they were moving to Delhi, then at that point, Dandavithapani Pillai, he heard about, we met him. And he suggested that his brother was there in Delhi, Mr. Pakiriswamy Pillai, Shri Pakiriswamy Pillai. So I started there, had another Arangetram when I was 9 years old in Delhi.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
First, my whole tutelage was with Dandavithapani Pillai because it was all his material that I would learn from Chennai. I used to be here 3 to 4 months, learn from him. But my very important guru, who was an Abhinaya guru in the late 70s, early 80s, was Srimati Kalanidhi Narayanan.
Okay.
She Padma Bhushan Kalanidhi Narayanan was an expert on Abhinaya. So she taught me the art of Abhinaya. And my guru, of course, passed away. Dandavithapani Pillai passed away in 1974 when I came to this country.
Okay.
So that's how the journey started.
For our viewers, some of you may not know, Hema's guru, Karikal Dandavithapani Pillai, she has trained very, very notable people. I'm just going to read a few of them. Vaijayantimala, Jayalalitha, Srividya, Velilare Nirmala, Vahita Rahman, and Rajas Lochana. As you probably know, they're all one of the greatest artists. I think the guru really taught them well. And also for our Tamil patrons, you have probably seen the movie Vanji Kotte Valiban. And the Vanji Kotte Valiban வந்து அந்த வைஜெயந்தி மாலாவுக்கும் Padmini Kalakara dance was choreographed by her guru, Hema's guru. So some of them may not know. So, could you experience, Hema, your experience with the guru, and probably you might have seen some artists also, this famous artist.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, Sri Vidya was a classmate of mine, so that was, one of those things. And MLB Mama would come very often, so she was dancing with me. But the one of the Kamal Hassan, who at that time he was acting in Kalathur Kannama. That was the first movie that he was acting in, and so he was a little boy who came into the class, and I saw him there. That was wonderful. And it was very exciting because everybody was excited about this little boy who's a big star by then. So Asha Parik used to come. So the Vadyar would always be very busy with the shooting schedule. Apart from that, he has also been with Vaijayantimala, who was Vaijayantimala's guru was also. So, people coming in and going out, we all used to be excited and waiting to see who the next big star is. And Jayalalitha was there. Kaveri Tanda Kalaichaldin, or a dance drama, அவர் பண்ணாரு Jayalalitha at that point. So, of course, we saw some of them, not that many, but we did interact with them. But Sri Vidya was a very close friend of mine. So,
very nice. I think that your guru also choreographed a lot of movies in Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, and he probably was a very, very busy artist those days.
And he was also a very famous lyricist. So, his Varnams and his Kirtanams and some of the Tillanas and Jatis, he's put a book also. I mean, he has published a book of all these compositions. So he's very famous there. Yes.
Good. Hema, usually in the programs, there will be a Varnam piece. Please explain what is Varnam and then what is our next item.
So usually, Bharatanatyam solo performance is called a Margam. So Bharatanatyam itself, the goal of the Bharatanatyam, what is the goal, purpose of all our classical arts is a very spiritual, journey. So it's all about the Atma, Paramatma relationship. So we all know what is Om, like A, U, Ma, Akaram, Ukaram, Makaram. So Akaram stands for the Paramatma, Makaram stands for the Jivatma. The Ukaram is the bridge. How do you go? So there are various paths, Bhakti Marga, then, we have Karma Yoga. So many Margams are there. So many paths lead to the same sacred divinity. So our classical arts definitely is one of those bridges. So whether, whenever you take our great composers like Tyagaraja, or Dikshitar, or Shama Shastri, Papanasam Sivan, so all their lyrics are based on the same concept of devotion. Devotion and exploring God through various relationships. That's a very important aspect. So whether you view God as a friend, whether you view God as a beloved, whether you view God as a person that you can approach, in a way that you can. So people take different paths. So that is why classical arts, that is the purpose, the goal. So we call this solo path Margam. Solo dance repertoire is called a Margam, sacred path. So usually we begin, Andha Kalathilalam, they used to start traditionally with Alaripu. And now, of course, it is replaced by an invocatory dance, which you just saw, Then main piece of the repertoire is called a Varnam. Today we are going to see just a 5-minute excerpt of a Varnam, hopefully if the video plays properly. So the Varnam is where the relationship between sometimes, of most of the time, the human soul is symbolized as a lovelorn heroine. God becomes a lover. So in this particular Varnam, the first line we are not going to show, where it says, Mohamana yen meedu, nee inda velayil. So at this time, where are you, O Lord Shiva? It's about Shiva. And the second line is what you're going to see, and the viewers are going to see, Modi seyyade, yen Swami, metta, inda madri Modi seyyade. But the way the line will be continuously going on, and the dancer improvises. So it means, why are you angry with me, O Lord? That's all it means. But you will see in various ways, like, she tries to do Abhishekam to the lingam, the water comes back, thrashing on her. Flower offer Panaka, the flower comes. So various ways of depicting why he's angry. And you will see that.
Rekha? Very nice, very nice. Thank you, Rekha. It was really wonderful.
This one went okay.
Hemant, or audience கேட்டாங்க, what are mudras? I just saw quite a few mudras she is showing. So I'm going to ask like a couple of names here. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right or wrong, but I just want to possibly show with your hands. I was told there are more than 30 or 40 mudras overall, but I'm not going to ask all of that. The first one, Chandrakala.
Chandrakala is like this. So Chandrakala means it's a digit of the moon, like a crescent moon. So when we want to show, for example, the moon on the Lord Shiva's head, for example, and you can also use this to show the face, like a part of the face, right? So it is used for that also. And sometimes you can also use for a gun, when we want to show a weapon. It could be a weapon, it could be that also can be used. So Anamari, mudras are something which are hand gestures, which you use by hands. Hasta Mudras, these are called Hasta Mudras. And there are 26 single, and then there are many double hand. So for example, a simple hand, I'll take a very simple hand, which is called pataka, which means a flag, just a flag. But you can use this by changing the way you want to convey a meaning. For example, you can say me or you or everyone.
Amazing.
Right? You can also use it to write a note. You can say no, you can say come. So like that, this is pataka. Like that, there are various hand gestures. You can show creeper through Kaptari Mukha. You can say different. This is different from that. You can do eyes with the same mudra. So the same mudra has usages also, which the Natya Shastra has prescribed. But then there are also dancers that use the mudras in different ways.
Okay, good. The other one was Chatura.
Chatura is this.
Okay.
It means four-sided, like a square. So we can use that to maybe, apply something, fold something. So the usages are different. Seeking.
Oh my God, amazing. Mayura.
Mayura is a peacock. So you can see peacock. This is Tripataka, but when you do this, it becomes the peacock. So this is basically the nose of the peacock, for example, the beak of the peacock, and this becomes the feathers.
Oh my God.
So we can show it differently. We do peacock in different ways. You can do this by using your neck.
Oh, okay.
You see? So this whole thing becomes the beak. And then you can also show feathers, opening of the feathers.
Amazing, amazing. Oh my God. Amazing. Couple of more. Kataka Mukha.
There are 3 ways of doing Kataka Mukha. This is one Kataka Mukha, which means the opening in a bracelet, like a Kataka.
Okay.
So the other Kataka Mukha is this, which is this way. And you can show a parrot or a bird, something like that. Then one more Kataka Mukha, which Bharatanatyam people don't use, is this. Not that much, but yes, this can be used for bird.
Okay, great. Just one more, Padma Kosha.
Padma Kosha is a lotus bud, the bud of a lotus.
Thank you, great. Let's next piece. Looks like it's about Madhava Krishna. So
let's go to Madhava Hridi Keli, which is a Sanskrit composition of again Uthukadu Venkata Subbaya, where The lovelorn heroine, again, in the previous one you saw in the Varnam, that she was, wondering why he is upset, right? Why he's angry. In this case, she's lovingly calling Krishna to her. And she says, come, the time is very right.
Oh my. Okay.
So this is an Uthikadu Venkata Subbaya and danced by Kritika Rajagopalan.
Okay.
I forgot the previous Varnam was performed by Vidya Govind.
Oh, yeah, good. Okay. By the way, I want to mention that Associate Director Kritika also was wonderful, wonderful dancer. I have seen her wonderful performances. Daughter of Mrs. Hema Rajagopalan. Let's see this. Rekha, you are on. Probably Rekha is booted out.
I think it is next one. Yeah, Madhava, correct. Rekha's booted out again.
Rekha, you can.
Yeah, she got booted out.
Yeah, she's coming.
She also said it was lagging for her when I was speaking.
Okay, yeah, she's joined. Yeah.
Okay.
Rekha, when you're ready, you can do the Madhava.
Play the Madhava Hridi. Uh-oh. What happened?
Okay, I want to stop it and start all over.
No, don't start all over. I think it's okay.
She's out also.
She's out. She's been kicked out.
Yeah. Yeah. Let her join. That's that's a technical difficulty. Probably her internet is acting up or something.
She says her internet is okay, but booted out again. Yeah, she says booted out again.
And ask her to join. So
here she's joining. So sorry, this is happening. I don't know. Is it your server? Could be your server. I'm not sure. That's what somebody else is saying. It could be your server.
Really? No, I don't think so. But
your server, but who knows what is? As long as we can.
I know.
We can talk while she comes in.
Yeah, she's joining.
Oh, there she is.
Like, I want to start from where you left.
Yeah, just start from that point.
Yeah, start from that point.
Yeah. Okay.
Good, 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 good. I have seen all this Abhinay so beautifully from Kritika Abhinayam and all this wonderful dance. How she got into it, Hema? Like,
But she also trained with my guru Kalanidhi Narayanan, and it is all her. It is because of her that we are doing, anything at all, if at all, because she was an expert in bringing out the emotions. So one has to. The way to do Abhinaya is very simple, not simple in that way. One has to really, first of all, know the word meaning, and then you have to really internalize those emotions.
thank you.
Once you internalize and see, and it's the eyes which really, you focus on the eyes and bring the eye, where you want the audience to see you. For example, if she's calling Krishna, it's the eyes that are doing. So the eyes play a big role in drawing attention to where the audience has to focus.
Yes.
So then you express it through emotions.
Oh my gosh, she has done so beautifully. Just you can see, even if the music is off, you can see the concept from her face, actually.
Correct.
Wonderful, wonderful. There's a question from one of our audiences. For a potential good choreographer, what is the skills needed? I'm sure you have done hundreds and hundreds of choreography shows. What do you think for the future or upcoming choreographer? What do you think the skills needed?
Well, first of all, one has to have a good foundation of the art form itself, whether it is the nritta, you must be strong in whether you do Bharatanatyam or Kathak or Kathakali or Kuchipudi, you must be firmly have a good foundation in the art form. And very important is to understand what the aesthetics of designing it is. Where do you see the lines ending? Where do you see geometry? Because it's very, very based on geometry. So you can see the Bharatanatyam pure dance movements very geometrical. That's one. Then of course you need to see the space. How do you cover the space? What exactly are you trying to convey? The content. So, and then you put it together. Of course, lot of poetry is involved. So that's why it's very important. One has to be having a good, not knowledge of poetry, must have passion for poetry, so that you can describe like, for example, when you want to say that, my face is brightening up, let's say, instead of saying, oh, I'm so glad to see you, then what else can you think about? You can say, the sun is rising, and just like the lotus blooms, my face is also like that blooming. So you must have an aptitude, if I may say so, to have, to have that aptitude for poetry. And of course, to interpret our Indian mythology, you need to understand a lot of philosophy. So a lot of understanding of that is needed.
Great. Let's hear the next one, Hema. What's
One is composition of Papanasam Sivan in Tamil. And this talks about Enna Tavam Seidane Yashoda. So the devotee is talking to Yashoda and saying, what great penance you must have done so that Krishna can call you Amma. So it's about how she plays with Krishna and how lucky she is that she's able to enjoy Krishna as a little child.
Good, good. Rekha, let's hear it. I don't think so. It's totally. I think she's booted out again.
No, that's the end of it.
That's it. That's it. Oh,
That's
sorry.
the end of it.
Okay.
So the artist was Yashaswini Iyer, who has he lives in Washington and learns on Skype. She's performed several times in India also. This was a recent performance from India. Where she
Oh,
performed.
I mean, she's fantastic. Her bhavams and all that. Actually, the sound was a little bit low, but it
Yeah,
was
sound was low. Yeah, but we could figure out what it is.
actually because Abhinayas and everything, we can easily make out what she is doing. Excellent, excellent. Hema, next, our audience கேட்டிருக்காங்க. What do you think of the fusion dances? What's
Well, no, I have one of the pieces that you will be seeing later on. Hopefully, if the thing works. I don't call it fusion. Fusion is a confusion in my eyes. So it is not confusion, but it is a collaboration. So when you collaborate with two different genres, you'll see we collaborated with it's a Indonesian contemporary dance company. So we've collaborated with Yo-Yo Ma, who's a cellist. We've collaborated with a Kathak artist. So we've collaborated with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. So when we collaborate, what it actually means is the two art forms come together, get inspired by each other's art forms. They are actually enhanced. So our art forms, individual art forms, get enhanced. I'm sure, Raghu, you might have seen a lot of collaborative performances nowadays, which is not fusion, but it's really collaborative. Like, you could have the tabla artist, or, there is a sarangi, and, there is also the other day I saw Nadaswaram with an, North Indian artist. And like that, when the North Indian music collaborates with the South Indian musician, naturally each art form itself enhances, in my opinion. So my art form expanded when you collaborate. So it is actually good if it is done in the right manner. It can go the other way when you should not dilute the art form. It should be such that your art form remains the same and doesn't get diluted,
Exactly. Very nice. Let's hear about the old Sangam literature, Veera Tamar song. Talk about
This is about a Veeratai, and it was taken from a Sangam poem where the woman has lost her husband and in the war, So it is from the Puram part of the thing where war is going on. So husband was sent to the war, he dies. Other brother-in-laws were sent to the war, they die. She's the only person with a little young boy. She has only one son left. So they have called for that son also now. She brings up, of course, the excerpt that you're going to see is from the part where, she sends off her son after, teaching him how to wield a sword, basically, and to make sure that you're strong. So the child is sent out. Then she suddenly hears, Ur Karala and Solrana, your child is dead, in the war, he's lying on the battlefield. And the Katti Vandu is on the back. That means he ran away from the war. Katti Vandu is from the back. So, so she gets very upset. She says, I did not bring up my child with, running away. My child would definitely be one whose sword will be on his chest. And fie on that person, whoever has said, if that is the truth, I will chop off my breast and throw it. She gets so she goes with a sword, basically with a knife, so that she can cut off her breast if in case that is the truth. But she goes to the battlefield and it's very sad. She turns over all the dead bodies and very happy to see her child. Imagine it's a dead body. She's very happy to see that the child has the sword.
Oh, okay.
So she says, I am really fulfilled. My life is fulfilled. That's called the last, I called it the mother's last lullaby, So she takes the child in her, of course, it's very sad ending, but she's very happy that her son did not run away from the war. Adukku Veeratai on the section.
Good.
So this is something that I performed. So I hope the video comes out okay.
Good. Rekha?
முதியோள் சிறுவன் படையெழுந்து மாறினன் படையெழுந்து மாறினன் படையெழுந்து மாறினன் என்று பலர் கூற மண்டகமர்க்கு உடைத்தனகாய மண்டகமர்க்கு உடைத்தன ஆய உள்டையின் முலையறுத்திடுவே உள்டையின் முலையறுத்திடுவே யான் என சினையிற் கொண்டவாளடு படுபிடம் பெயரா வாழடு படுபிடம் பெயரா படுபிடம் பெயரா செங்களம் துழவுவோ செங்களம் துழவுவோ செங்களம் துழவுவோ செங்களம் துழவுவோ செங்களம் துழவுவோ சிதைந்து வேறாகிய படுமகன் கிடக்கை காணும் சிதைந்து வேறாகிய படுமகன் கிடக்கை காணும் படுமகன் கிடக்கை படுமகன் கிடக்கை காணும் ஈன்ற ஞான்றினும் பெரிதுவதனளே ஈன்ற ஞான்றினும் பெரிது வருதனடே கண்ணே
Oh my God.
So this is see music and hear dance.
Oh my God. But I cannot even, such a performance, Hema. Wonderful.
So I don't think I could have performed like that without the musician singing like that. And also the mridangam going the proper, especially when she's walking around. So it's very important that we understand that it's the music that gives the life to the dancer.
Comments-ல வந்துருக்கு. They already started tearing up. அவ்வளவு அழகா இருக்கு. நீங்க especially this piece was amazing. Thank you.
The Sangam, it also gives us so much inspiration. I'm saying that it's so inspiring to read Aham and Puram, pieces from the Sangam area, Sangam era, Number Tamil Ilakyam is phenomenal.
Amazing items are there. Amazing. Hema, a question from an audience. Any age to join dance classes or like?
No, actually, I used to start teaching the children when they are 5, But now this season, there were some 3-year-olds that we have started class for. So, yeah, I think no age.
Age. And also the same part of the question, like older generation can also join and learn dance.
Absolutely, because you know that the soul of the Bharatanatyam, the soul of Bharatanatyam is in Abhinaya. It is not in, keeping your hands or jumping up. And adu tani nritta is different, but the Abhinaya is the soul of Bharatanatyam. So there's no age limit to learn. If you're 50, I have some old ladies who are learning with me Abhinaya. Yes, definitely.
Excellent.
Because it's a form of, one reason being, it is a form of meditation. Because when you internalize whatever, for example, the piece that you just saw, when I had to become that character, I totally have to negate my own ego. I have to negate myself and become that character. When you do that, it is automatically a transcendental meditation. So it is just that. So it is we accessible. Number one, if we have to meditate, we can't meditate for 5 minutes also, we can't focus. But in Abhinayam, when we have to do, the student or whoever the dancer has to leave her own identity and become that other person. That's the most important part.
Excellent. Let's hear the next piece, Hema. That's Meenakshi.
So I thought we will move away from the solo and give a little bit of a thing of, people have asked about choreography. Nowadays, Janangalakkum, they like more, spectacle. They like more number of dancers, the group choreography and so on and so forth, and dance dramas. This particular dance drama is Meenakshi Kalyanam, Thiruvizha Kalyanam. The lyrics were written again by the great-grandson of Bharatiyar, Niranjan Bharati, and his father, Rajkumar Bharati, who was a musician also, did the music composition of this piece. So we premiered it last year for the Hindu Temple of Greater Chicago for their Kumbhabhishekam. So everybody knows the story of Meenakshi, how, the parents, the king Malayadhwaja was very sad that they did a yagam and the child comes from the yagam. But she comes with 3 breasts, and then he hears the Asariri saying that the third breast will vanish when she sees Shiva, she meets Shiva. She will fall in love. At that point, her abnormality will go away. But she's brought up with so much of knowledge in arts, part vodane katkara, dance vodane adra. Then the king teaches her how to do the archery and the sword fighting and so on and so forth. She becomes a soldier. She actually fights for the father. So she wins all the dikkus, etu dikkum poi, all the different provinces she wins. And finally she goes to Kailasa. And on Mount Kailasa, in fact, she goes and shoots, and Nandi comes in front of her and tries to block her. But she shoots an arrow at Shiva himself. And of course, Shiva is in deep meditation. But immediately she falls in love, he falls in love with her. And that's when, of course, the marriage happens later on. Since she is Vishnu's sister, the Vishnu gives away her to him, and the grand wedding happens. So we are going to see excerpts. Now that I've told the story, I've chopped it up in pieces and put together. It's about 10 minutes long. Hopefully the video will work. It's in Tamil.
Okay. Becca?
சரம் தொடுக்கவும் கற்றாள். சரம் தொடுக்கவும் கற்றாள். தேர்ச்சாரம் இசைக்கவும் கற்றாள். கானிதா பமம பகனிதா பமம பகனி சரிதா நரிதனரி. நிக சாரி கம சாரி கம ப சாரி கம பத சாரி கம பதனி. சகரி சப்ய பமாரி சனிதா. ரிப்ப ரிப்ப கசரி. கரிஜ நிதப கரி நிதப நிதப கரிஜ 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 கமப 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 கரிஜ 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 கமப 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 கரிஜ கரிஜ கரிஜ.
தச்சனு தாம் தச்சனு தச்சனு தரிதாம் நிதாம் தச்சனு 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 தரி தரிதாம் தன தன தாம் திமி திமிதாம் தத்தின் எண்ணத்தும் தார் தத்தின் எண்ணத்தும் தத்தின் எண்ணத்தும் தார் தத்தின் எண்ணத்தும் தத்தின் எண்ணத்தும் தத்தின் எண்ணத்தும் தார் தச்சனு தாம் தச்சனு தச்சனு தரிதாம் தகதாம் தச்சனு 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 தரி தரிதாம் தன தன தாம் திமி திமிதாம் தத்தின் எண்ணத்தும் தத்தாம் தத்தின் எண்ணத்தும் தத்தின் எண்ணத்தும் தத்தாம் கரு தரிகெடுக்கும் 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 தரிகெடுக்கும்
தாம் சுழற்றிடும் நடனம் கூர்வாள் சுழற்றிடும் திறனும்.
கன்னிராணி படை கொண்டு சென்று பல தேசம் வென்றாளே மண்ணை ஆண்ட அரசர்க்கெல்லாம் மண்ணில்லாமல் செய்தாளே ஜம் தச்சம் தஜம் தக்கச்சம் தஜம் தரிகடஜம் தத்தரிகடஜ தரிகடஜம் 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 தச்சம் தஜம் தக்கச்சம் தஜம் தரிகடஜம் தஜம் தரிகடஜம் தத்தரிகடஜ தரிகடஜம் தச்சம் தஜம் தக்கச்சம் தஜம் சித்தம் அலையெழும் கடலென நிலமெழும் புயலென மலையரும் மகளவள் படை வரவே அலையெழும் கடலென நிலமெழும் புயலென மலையரும் மகளவள் படை வரவே படையினை உடையவன் விழியறிய பயத்தினில் அவன் மனம் நடு நடுங்க தக்கத்தருகிடதாம் அவன் வரினும் தருகிடதாம் எவன் வரினும் தருகிடதாம் சிவநடனம் தருகிடதாம் அடங்கிடுமா சகலம் சிவனின் நடனம் தருகிடதாம்
Oh my God, what a production. Oh my, beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know whether the if lag is not there, it would have been nice, but I think here and there was.
Yeah, but it was beautiful. Everyone performed so nicely. Very nice, Hema. Such a production. So, how many days or how long it takes to prepare a production like this, Hema?
Well, this was a very fast job that we did, maybe 2, 3 months, but normally a production takes at least a year to think, the conceive, and they asked me at the last minute, and they said, and Rajkumar Bharati and Niranjan were kind enough to put the music together with what we wanted. So back and forth. So you have to talk to the composer, to the lyricist, what you want, the concept, and then we have to get the music recorded. So it goes both ways, either the dance first or the music first, or the music first and the dance, both. In this case, it was a music that was recorded first, and then we mounted it on the dancers. Actually, Rekha here was
Yeah, I saw her beautifully.
um, my granddaughter Akshara was the little Meenakshi.
Okay.
There was another Kuti Meenakshi.
Amazing. I'm sure you're missing that Margari and December kacheris.
Absolutely. I'm on different, webinars and panels, and so I like that. But yes, missing the kacheri is very badly.
I know, because you do a lot of programs in Music Academy and other places. So
Yes.
that,
Students.
listen. Hema, my next question, actually, somebody is asking, how do they learn dances like male versus female dancers? How is there anything different you teach them, or what is the motivation level for either of them?
So actually, the next performer is going to be a male dancer.
Excellent.
Also, my company performer. He's been learning for many years. He lives in the Bay Area, Vinay Srinivasan. So Vinay started when he was, I think, 6 or 7 years old, I'm sure, something like that. But no, from my point of view, there is no difference between how I teach a male or a female. There might be characters. Supposing, we also use the same thing. When a woman has to portray a man, there's a certain gesture, and he would stand like this, you see. And the same way, if the man has to portray a woman, he has to do that. So there is no difference in identity the way you teach male dancers. I don't think so. Maybe in certain movements in Nritta, I try to change choreography for male dancers, but other than that, I don't see any disparity between male and female at all. So I have a few boys who are younger boys who are also learning.
Okay.
Yeah, so no.
Let's hear and listen to Vinay. He's also one of the wonderful performer. I've seen quite a few of him in the Chicago area and elsewhere. Wonderful performer. Rekha, let's see Vinay.
Let me talk about it first. So this piece is this item is a composition of Tyagaraja in the Aberi Ragam. It's a very famous piece called Nagamo Muganaleni. So it talks about, Tyagaraja says, can you not see me? I want to see your beautiful face. When will I see your beautiful face? Is the Tatparim of the first line, which is what we are going to do. So you will see him. So in this case, what I have done is brought in Sabari Moksham. Sabari waiting for so long for Rama to come. She plucks all these fruits, berries, and she tastes them. She keeps, and she wants to make sure that Rama comes and she feeds the right. So every day she waits for him. So you will see the gradual aging of Sabri. And finally, she attains moksha. Go ahead, Rekha.
very nice, Vinay. Thank you so much. Oh my God, amazing expression, amazing expression. Um, Hema, the next question is like the physical and mental fitness um, for Arangetram. So you have done hundreds and hundreds of Arangetram. What do you expect, or what do you tell your students before the Arangetram or a few months before the Arangetram?
Oh, we actually start training at least a year and a half before the Arangetram. And what I would like to say is, first of all, you must have a sankalpa. That means first you have to make a decision that you are going to do the Arangetram. So the mentally they have to be, you know, taking that decision. So once they take that decision, then you have to apply it. That's very important that they apply what they have said they would want to do, because it's not easy. Arangetram is the very first performance that they will be doing, a long performance, and that requires a consistent training. So in the country, like, what happens is, I always say that you have to consistently train, regardless of whether you're doing an Arangetram or performance or not, but that usually does not happen. With all the other extracurricular activities and academic, they are not able to consistently practice, So gone are the days when, of course, in India, they still go 3 times or 4 times to the teacher's house or studio to train on a regular basis. So I think at least Arangetram, when you set, one thing that it does do is to prepare the mind. First of all, the child or the person that's doing the Arangetram builds a great self-confidence to be able to come in front of an audience. So that requires consistent nourishing by me, the teacher, and giving the, also not to demoralize them, to give them hope that yes, they can do it. Yes, they can do it, because they can easily get demoralized and say, oh, we are not able to sit in Aramandi, which is a very difficult posture, and tired wrong, we are not able to do it, stamina led, so on and so forth. And also the mental ability to hold all this expression, to internalize it, takes a lot of time. So a lot of encouragement has to be given. By the parents also need support. They need to make the child understand that it is an important aspect in their life to train to become accomplished. Now, for example, Yashasvini and, after the Arangetram is over, they've still performed, like Vinay, and so many others are there. So it's very important that they understand that aspect, that Arangetram is only a first rung of the ladder to go further, to train more. So that's an important aspect. So I think it takes a lot of courage and a lot of commitment is necessary. Even to physically be fit, you have to eat the right kind of food, which of course we recommend for anybody anyway.
Uh, Before we go to our next item, Hema, just viewers, if you have any questions for Hema, just type it in live Facebook or YouTube live. So I'm very happy to ask Hema. And also viewers, tomorrow, don't miss, our international brings our fourth event, Patti Mandram, by the Naduvar is Mohan Sundaram sir from Chennai. So don't miss that, 10:30 a.m. tomorrow, Saturday. And also Sunday, we're going to have a light music program, all cinema songs, yesteryear cinema songs, beautiful golden hits of Tamil and Hindi. And that will be a guest speaker on that day, guest singer on that day will be T.S. Ranganathan of Chennai for Sunday. So now, Hema, Javali is a main one of the items I see in all dance programs. What is Javali? And it talks about the next thing.
So I think even in the Carnatic music genre, padams and javalis are a very important, as not everybody can sing padams or javalis. So very few can really, and Brinda Mukta, they are really specialized in this kind of singing. It's a kind of singing that requires a different kind of a training, and not many people do it. But now it has gained a lot of importance. But in the dance repertoire, a padam and a javali is something where, again, the relationship between the human soul as a lover, and God the beloved is extolled. And Padam is usually very chaste. The language is very beautiful, but chaste and really of a high order. Whereas a Javali is a fast-paced one, where the language can be a little bit colloquial, and it's very, in this particular Javali, you will see a Padam, next one, and a Javali, both are in the similar genre, but both Naikas or heroines have a different attitude. So in both cases, they are cheated by their husbands or lovers, in both cases. But in this one, the first one that I'm going to play, which I'm performing, is something where she's very angry with him. And she says, don't touch me with those hands that you have gone and touched the other woman. When I have drawn a line, why do you come and argue with me? So enough is enough. So don't talk to me. So it's a very angry tone. Whereas in the next one, which is a Padam, which is Arivenaya, that is Tamil, Arivenaya. See, I know all your tactics, so don't tell me all this. Piriyamal ennudan kudi pedayam appennai nadi. So she's saying that you promised that you will never be without me, but you go after her. So you are doing puja to her in her house, but when you come here, you're only scolding me, and you throw money on her. But here, when you come, you are asking for kanaku. Every time you say, "Idu evlo aachu, yen evlo aachu?" So arivenaya enakku nanna theriyum onne. So அந்த மாதிரி அது ஒரு different take. So we'll play both. That one is performed by Veena Muradi, who is also my senior student, and she played the Shiva role in the Meenakshi Kalyanam.
Okay, good.
So Rekha, you can play one after the other if you want. play the next one.
அறிவேனைய உன்னந்தரங்கம் எல்லாம் இன்று நன்ற அறிவேனைய உன்னந்தரங்கம் எல்லாம் இன்று நன்ற அறிவேனைய உன்னந்தரங்கம் எல்லாம் இன்று
It stopped.
Yeah,
Well, Rekha is not there.
I know. I think probably,
She got kicked out again.
probably. Okay. Let her come back.
But we can talk.
I know. Actually, Hema, we always go to the programs without really knowing what is Varnam, what is Javali, what is Padam, and all that. So this gave a really, really nice overview. So hopefully our viewers and even myself next time, like, oh, this is what it is.
Yes, so these are all the small urupudis that we do after the main piece of the Varnam, where it is. So we also, you see, there are three ways of approaching a performance, any performance. So we first, there is a educational aspect, then there is an entertainment aspect, then there is an enlightening aspect. So when you go to classical performances, so there is an entertaining aspect is first you catch the audience in the entertainment, then you educate them, then you enlighten them. So this, slowly, gradually, so every item is geared towards that.
Okay. Very
So
nice.
hopefully they get enlightened.
Very nice. So by the time Rekha comes in, our next item just mentioned talk about the flowering tree. I remember seeing this item a couple of years back. I think one of the beautiful presentation. So
I talk about the flowering tree. So I think the flowering tree was a performance which a production actually, which premiered at the Harris Theater in Chicago. And I wanted something which can be approachable, accessible by diverse audiences. So imagine Harris Theater seats about 1,500 people. So it had to have a kind of a feel or an approach where audiences can easily understand. We are still doing Bharatanatyam, but how can they access a form? Okay. So we took the tale at that time. A.K. Ramanujan is a great scholar who's no more. It is his, he has translated this story from Kannada. It's a folk tale. And it also teaches something very important, value of love. So it's about it's about a family that's very poor. And so the three sisters and a mother. So the woman, the eldest of that, tries to do something. She hears that if you chant a mantra, she will turn into a flowering tree, a tree which gives flowers. And then and those flowers, beautiful flowers, so you can sell those flowers, she thought, and was told that once but you have to make sure that you do not, break the branch, don't pluck the flower. You can only take the flower when it drops. What a beautiful thought. You shouldn't harm the tree, otherwise she can never get back to her woman So long story short, she, becomes that, she knows that. So she gets married to this prince who knows about her secret, and he wants to violate that. He asks her to become a flowering tree, which she does for his pleasure. But there is an evil sister-in-law who wants to, uh, play with her, and she breaks her branches. So what you will see if we are able to do that thing is about breaking those branches. So it's all about love and how you are respecting nature. You know, there is no lyrics at all in the whole production. It's about 80 minutes. Again, we had 6 violins, and there were a lot of, there were, I want to say that famous people have played in that, including, what Oscar-winning Naveen Iyer, who has played flute, and he's an Oscar winner. And when Slumdog Millionaire was going on, it became very famous there. So Rajkumar Bharati is the one who created the music. So it had a lot of orchestra. So a lot more orchestra. There were cellos and there were violins and other saxophone. So the music itself was very beautiful, and only 2 verses from the Sangam poetry that I had chosen. And very important aspect here was the person who, you will see that Kritika acted as a sutradhar who talks dialogue, so interactive. So she becomes a character in the play, in the whole dance production, and she talks. She has a dialogue with the audience. So, and talks to the dancers as well. So the story is told through that form. So it was very successful.
Okay, good. Yeah, I remember watching this, one of the beautiful production. My God, excellent. Rekha, let's see it.
I apologize. I got booted out in the middle of the last piece. Would you like me to play that from the beginning?
Yeah, can you continue with that piece? I don't want the dancers.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, with Raghu.
Yeah, please.
Don't go right from the beginning, but go to you can go there. Okay, it's all right. I think it's fine.
Okay.
We'll move on to flowering tree if it works.
Okay.
Maybe something wrong with this.
Yeah, maybe along with that file itself. I think Rekha's out. So
out. So the flowering tree video, it's just 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And it may not be of a very good quality, but the viewers will have a good picture of how you can be accessible to diverse audiences. It's no use if we are, Ninga, I know that you give, the light music has so much of acceptance, whereas classical arts are not, so widely accepted. So I think we need to give them windows from where they can access the classical arts. There's no point in sitting in your high horse and, trying to do. So this is one of the places where if they can easily understand, like for example, if you understand padams and javalis, and if you are able to access it, then you will enjoy it better,
Yes.
So let's see whether flowering tree will work, Rekha. In this particular section, you will see you'll see it.
The three sisters work all day, and they go to bed hungry. And life goes on. धन जन यौवन ना करे गर्वम हरति निमिषते कालः सर्वम. Your arrogance about your money, your popularity, your youth is foolish. For time removes all with a blink of an eye. Now I understand. I desire the power. The flowers will be mine. Who does she think she is? A princess? A queen? A common. The flowers will be mine. This tree will be mine.
Oh, wonderful.
You never need no program notes at all, because it's so interactive, so that the person, the Kritika, who was acting as a sutradhar, talks and interacts, so the audience knows what's happening. See?
I know. Excellent, excellent. Before we go to I have a question from one of the audiences. What do you think your best performances? Which one is you think is your best performance?
My best performance, I think, I can't. There's so many, but I think a very memorable performance was the one that I did last November, actually. So I performed last November with a beautiful, very, very well-renowned contemporary dancer from India, Hasta Mudras, who's no more. He just passed away in December of cancer, and he was a very, very renowned artist. And so contemporary dancer working with me in Bharatanatyam. So that was a memorable performance. And the music was, accompanied by Sikil Gurucharan. So we had a vocalist, Sikil Gurucharan. And George Brooks was another musician from LA who played the saxophone, So from that point of view, to me, that was a memorable performance. And there were several. I can't really say. Each performance is its own, and each even my productions or my students' arangetrams or performances that they do always has some, beautiful moments.
The same token, in Arangetram, I don't want to politically like which Arangetram was one of the best you think, or you thought, oh, maybe she should have waited for some more time or something like that.
Well, that I always feel on every Arangetram. So, that's the case. But I think Arangetram is only one, but when they perform later is when they actually become good artists. Arangetram, they are not fully there because it's their first time naturally.
I know. Good, good, good. Let's go to our next piece.
Is actually an excerpt from another production called Varna. And in this, you will see a different genre of choreography, and music is also different. We had live music, live musicians were there. And the what you're going to be seeing is Mara is a in the Buddhism, they have a character called Mara who symbolizes or inspires the 6 evils: Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya. That means, desire, anger, jealousy, greed. All these 6 bad evils that are there in us is basically ruled by this person called Mara. So you will see that Buddha comes in this, and Vinay is doing his Buddha role here, and Asha Roland is Mara, So here what happens is that Buddha is such a great pious person. This evil Mara wants to disturb him and make him bad, that he should not be doing all these good things to people, not be preaching the right things. So somehow he wants to grab him. So it's a very abstract presentation. So you want to see a very abstract, it's not literally done. So you will see Mara with 6 dancers trying to disturb Buddha. But finally they get defeated and killed. It's a short piece. It's about 4 minutes long, I think. Hopefully the video will play.
बुद्धं चरणं गच्छामि संघं चरणं गच्छामि धम्मं चरणं गच्छामि अहं गौतम
Gadidin, Tatari Tadanata, Di, Tung, Nam, Ragadidin, Tadanata, Junota, Rit, Tum, Nam, Gadidin, Tatari Tadanata, Titum, Nam, Takundarida, Tikunta, Rita, Gukunta, Rita. Tim, Tarita, Tatri, Dana, Dana, Tatarip, Tatarip, Tarita, Takatim, Dana, Tadana, Juno, Junutta, Dana, Tadana, Dana, Takatim, Junuta, Juno, Dimmi, Dimmita, Juno, Tajano, Juno, Tajano, Dimita, Dimmi, Kitta, Kitta, Dimmi, Tadimi, Dimmi, Tadimi, Takadin, Tatari, Tatanata, Takadin, Tatari, Tatanadi. Ta gadidin tajano takajuno tadimi takajono tom di ta takundari dikundari kukundari dim tarik takka tarita tadim takka tadim tanat takka tanata dhanna takka tadim jono takka jono takka tadim tadim dimi takka dimi takka gadidin tak gadidin takundari kukundari da dim takita dim takita dim takita dim ta zit tangardagadin ta zit tangardagadin ta tangardagadin ta tangardagadin ta tagadaragadin ta tagadaragadin ta kardagadim ta kardagadim ta tadim 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 ta dim takatadim 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 ta dim takatikadim takatadim dim.
Amazing, amazing. Oh my God. Excellent, excellent.
Performance at the Dance Center of Columbia College a few years ago.
Beautiful choreography. Excellent.
Again, it was all diverse audiences, and we had a lot of Tamil, pieces in it also.
Exactly. Very nice. Another question was, Hema, like, probably you are teaching online now or Zoom-based teaching now. What do you see the hardest part or easy part, face-to-face versus the online teaching? Somebody was asking.
I think in many ways, I like the online teaching, really, because it gives me an opportunity to see the dancer at very close quarters. So what I have, even when I'm sitting and if I'm teaching 10 people, I don't see their faces so much. So what the Zoom gives me is I have a big monitor, I have a TV, and I project the, Zoom onto that. And then I can, highlight spotlight whoever that I want to spotlight. And I'm able to see if it is a group class, that is. But if it is and then if it is an individual class, of course, there's no problem at all, because I think that I prefer that. Actually, I like it because I'm able to, and they're able to see my face very clearly, whether the expression that I want them to bring out very, very easily, they are able to assimilate, in my opinion. But of course, when it comes to choreography, it's not going to happen because, we have to get dancers in. I need bodies to choreograph. Like whatever pieces that you saw just now couldn't have been done on Zoom. It's just not possible. So teaching is okay. Teaching is not bad at all. Absolutely okay.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Our next item, Hema, another beautiful production. I was very fortunate to watch that. Yes, I didn't miss most of your productions the last few years. Ine, tell me about that. What's the concept? And the whole show was fantastic.
So Inai is connection. What is Inai? So once I was traveling somewhere and I saw in Europe somewhere on the way, there was a billboard which said, what is the difference between those who have, between living and between prospering? Just living and prospering, what is the difference? And then it said the bridge is that, just living and prospering. What is the difference? It is a bridge. It is a connection. It is, how we make others, also enjoy the same things that you would have, whatever there is in between. So various relationships we kind of explored in this particular piece. And there was a big puppet, and there was a small puppet that came into this whole thing. It was a big one. I think it was 80 minutes, and we brought in a lot of songs. There was also Tamil songs that were brought in about religious conflicts were there, and how it is all solved, and the particular segment that and then the bridges, the wall. So it starts with a wall that they are making. See, it is basically a barrier between the two, whether it's barrier between two people or barrier between two. Now what's happening in America, for example, the barrier between two groups. So what is this barrier? So at that time, of course, I was told don't use the term wall, because, it was last year that we did it. So I think we used something else instead of using a wall. But basically, they were building a wall. The two groups were building a wall. And that's when the puppet comes and says, please, why are you building this wall? Why do we need a boundary? There should be no boundary. We should be flowing towards each other. Why is there a boundary? So like that. But the particular piece that I picked today, since you have a lot of Tamil audiences, is basically a piece, Varugalamo Appadintu, from the Nandanar Charitram. So it's about those who don't make it to the other side, where he's a poor man, he's not able to assimilate into the other higher hierarchy, So, but then the way I performed this, it was more about being accepted into various groups and feeling that I am being left out. Can I not enjoy that? Am I not, do I not have the tagudi to enjoy that? Can I not do that? Why am I victimized like this? Appadinu or a little piece, you will see a little bit of a choreography of then the puppet comes in, small little. I'm not showing Astad Debu yet, only because he just passed away, and I thought I wanted to do a better tribute to him at some point before but he did a beautiful work between me and him and other dancers. Very nice. So we'll see that.
Yes, Rekha.
Am I not worthy of you? I have been shunned by all, and all I want is to be in your presence, to step into your court. Do I have your permission?
Thanks, Rekha. Super, super. Amazing, amazing. This, I remember we did that in Oswego.
Yes, this particular one was in Oswego. Yes.
Exactly. Wonderful performance. Wonderful performance. Um, Actually, we're going to talk about the collaboration with others. There was a question from Mr. Govindarajan. What do you think about like collaborating with like other forms of dances, like not only Bharatanatyam but Kuchipudi and different varieties of there? Have you ever collaborated in that way? And what are the differences?
Yes, I've collaborated with Kathak dancers, Kumudini Lakia, Padma Bhushan Kumudini Lakia. We did a work together called Rasa, which was very nicely, I mean, we thought it was very nice. It was on different emotions. And so collaborating with a great artist like Kumudini Lakia, we had probably just 15, 20 days in person, but then she was in Delhi, she was in Ahmedabad. But we spoke and, she lives in Ahmedabad. So most of the things were done separately on the phone and video, Skype at that time. And then the music was then, so she came here, the music was then done after she came here. So imagine that. But then we had this beautiful composer, Atul Desai, who's also no more. He's in Ahmedabad. And so it worked out together. Worked out well. I want to say that was Indian, right? But then we also have other genres that collaborated with Shirley Modine, who's a modern contemporary dancer. And it was a production called Push to the Edge. So, and Chitravina Ravikaran did the live music for that. It was done at the North Shore Performing Arts Center. So there again, it was Chitra Ravikiran ji's music inputs. And as we were doing so we would work together, send our concept of what we are thinking. And it was about being pushed to the edge, literally being pushed to the edge. So what I mean by pushed to the edge is when you are cornered, when you're marginalized, when you don't get the proper thing that you're owed, and you're just pushed to the margin. So it's basically that. Who gets a seat in the dining table is the question. So he worked with us on that, and George Brooks was also the person there who collaborated. So whenever we collaborate with other artists, first thing we have to learn is Sharanagati. We have to put our ego aside, and then we have to, because ego, then you can't really go to the bigger picture, So it's a lot of give and take. Of course, it's difficult, but and Shirley Modine is much older than me. She's like 85 years old, So respect for but then every artist has to respect the other artist. I have to respect Ravikiran's viewpoints. Even the lighting designer has to be respected. The set designer has to be respected, what his thoughts are. So collaborating is a very, very nice, I think, process for your self-development, I think.
Okay.
From that point of view, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I also which we are going to show if we have time, so we can show. This is a collaboration between, so it's a very, very interesting anecdote I have to tell you. This group called the Nanjumbang Dance Company lives in Padang, Indonesia. It's an island in Indonesia. So a few years ago, she liked our dance company's performance. So and continued to talk with us. And only one person in the company speaks English. That's one dancer. The choreographer, Eddie Meffrey, does not speak English. They are Muslims. And so they wanted to collaborate with me. They said, oh, fantastic. Can we do this? So on Skype, those days we talked and the process started. And I was thinking, I don't even know how we can collaborate with this art form. You see, it will be funny. I mean, for you, it will be and they also sing, they also drum. Of course, I don't show all that in the piece, but it took us, so they came to Chennai first. That's where we met first. in Chennai. And we worked with them for about 4 weeks or 5 weeks. And then they came, then on the video here and there, we would go back and forth, show our movements. They would show their movements. And then they came to Chicago and they stayed here for 1 month. They had to be here for 1 month. And then we performed at a couple of places, North Shore and in Indiana. But there's actually some music, I would say. There are no lyrics in the music because they sing, you can see them singing. And there's a North Indian music here and there, and then also Carnatic music is there a little bit. But you will see that the costume was designed by a costume designer. So every show, of course, costume is designed by somebody. This is Sandhya Raman in Delhi. So it comes together. It had different vignettes, but the vignette that I'm going to show you, it's about, it's called The Unexpected Encounter. It's about Ahalya, from Ramayana.
Yes. Okay.
How Ahalya has her own wishes. She's also a woman. She's a beautiful woman. And she also wanted to be with a man that loved her. But Gautama was never really interested in those kind of things. So he was in his own world. He never even realized that she was a beautiful woman. So she had those feelings inside her, So when Indra walks in, she, of course, gives in. According to Ramayana, according to various thoughts, there are different opinions. But in this case, she gives in. And then, of course, there is a lot of Gautama comes and, what happens later, that she's cursed into a stone. So what happens when you will see abstract dance here. So you will see emotions being portrayed, and there are lots of dancers. And so one woman is this woman who is Ahalya, but rest of them are her voices, who are speaking. And how it all gets, in the end, you will see that her self-confidence rises and finally she's released. And of course, Rama doesn't come in this case, but it is because of her confidence, because of her faith, because of her feeling that she's a woman, yet she needs to be heard. So you will see a different kind of
Okay. Great. Rekha, let's see.
ujang ngarantau.
My God, this is something really different.
It's really different. So yeah, it's a lot of abstract thing though. So it is about, the fact that the woman is then lifted up,
Oh my God.
her feelings are lifted up and so much of support is given.
Oh my God. Oh, amazing, amazing. Oh, excellent. Viewer,
Only one to go. We won't do the Nagendra. I think it's too long. I mean, so
okay.
we'll end with the Andal piece if you would like. So I want to explain that this is a virtue. This is another, for the audience so that they can understand that virtual can also be very nicely done because, and of course, on the stage, you do have sets and things like that. But this is, of course, for virtual production, So this is a piece from the Nachiyar Tirumari where Andal is sending a message through the clouds. And she says, clouds, can you not go and tell my Lord that, I am weeping here? And I can see that he's standing on the Venkata hill, but, and the streams are flowing down, yes. But then he doesn't see my tears that are flowing on my body and going towards my breasts. He doesn't see all that. Beautiful poetry. Andal's poetry is just so much of imaging is there, so much of imaging. So then she talks about this mosquito that eats the wood apple, the balambaram. So like that, the mosquitoes attack and inside it eats all the flesh. So like that, my body is just emaciated. When will you come is the thing. It's like 4.5 minutes or something.
Excellent, excellent. Before we start, okay, I think Rekha's starting it. Rekha, just, start it.
Oh God.
I think
she's gone again. Anyway, that's fine.
It's a beautiful piece. I was very okay. So Marguerite and Andal, I think it's really nice. And let's give a few minutes to
yes.
Rekha to come back in. I just definitely want to see this one before so we can I have a few more things I can ask before Rekha comes. Before that, please, if you don't have a chance to like or follow our international or YouTube, please do it at your convenient time, because we do have other programs lined up coming for you. Especially tomorrow, you'll hear a very funny Patimandram by Mohana Sundaram sir. The title for that is Corona Kalathil Migavum Avadipattathu Angala Pengala. இங்க தலைப்புல பேச போறாங்க. நிறைய லோக்கல் நம்ம சிகாகோ சேர்ந்தவங்க நிறைய படிச்சு போறாங்க. சண்டே அன்னைக்கு லைட் மியூசிக் ப்ரோக்ராம் இருக்கு. நான் நாஸ்டால்ஜிக் 60s songs எல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு. Hema, what do you advise the students? இப்ப யாராவது உங்கள்கிட்ட வந்து ஜாயின் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா நீங்க என்ன உங்கள்கிட்ட கேட்பீங்க? What is your
I would say that number kalacharam வந்து number arts are the best, to evolve a soul, evolve a human. So I think from that point of view, no arts, in my opinion, has that kind of rich heritage and rich culture, rich poetry, rich philosophy, rich values, and all these things are given through our arts. So I think for anybody learning classical music or dance, and I would say dance definitely, because now when I said see music and hear dance, I mean it, because now they really don't, I mean they sing, but they don't, I don't think they really need to be thinking about the words. Entaro Mahanubhava sadhinchane or whatever. If you're singing the thing, you don't need to be involved in that. You just sing. Whereas if you're dancing, you really need to know the character, you need to know the bhavam, you need to know the nuances. So it is a true sadhana. It is a true, what should I say, yoga, which puts puts the person into a spiritual path right away. So I think it's very important that, our arts be respected and encouraged. And I know that, thank you, Raghu, for inviting me and,
It's our pleasure, and we're really fortunate, Hema. Actually, my daughter who learned from you, she always says that Hema not only teaches that, there's a culture aspect goes into it, there is a music part of it goes into it, and the ragas. Each raga has its own style and benefit. So Hema teaches all of that together. I mean, that is an excellent way of giving culture to the students.
Yeah, so I'm a big proponent of our classical arts, whatever it is. Definitely, of course, I enjoy light music. Don't get me wrong. I really love light music, but they were all based on our classical arts, right? So this is an entertainment thing, so which is also there in our classical arts, along with other things. But I think it's a beautiful aspect. Definitely. So Rekha, do you think you can play that and see whether it works, and then we can finish with that? I don't know.
Yes.
Should I start from the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
It won't make sense otherwise.
Yes.
We'll try one more time. Voice is not coming through, I think. Oh, she hasn't started.
Yeah.
சோர்வு சோர்வேனை பெண்ணீர்மை ஈடழிக்கும் இது தமக்கோர் பெருமையே மாமுத்த நிதி சொரியும் வேங்கடத்து சாபத்தின் நிறம் கொண்ட தடாளன் வார்த்தை என்னே கதுவப்பட்டு இடைக்கும் புல் ஏமத்தோர் தென்றலுக்கிங்கு இலக்காய் நான் இருப்பேனே நான் இருப்பேனே நான் இருப்பேனே சலங்கொண்டு கிளர்ந்தெழுந்த தண்கில் மாவலியை நிலங்கொண்டான் வேங்கடத்தே நிறந்தே உலகும் விளங்கனி போல் உள்வெளிய புகுந்து என்னை நலம் கொண்ட நாரணர்க்கென் நடலை நோய் செப்புமினே செப்புமினே
Super, super, amazing, Kritika. Wonderful.
So this was a nice thing to see it actually pixelated like that, which was a different way of viewing it, which was nice. But thank you so much, Raghu. I really want to appreciate the fact that you took this time to give me an opportunity to explain. And I hope, I know it went too long, but...
It's really, I mean, the time, like 2.5 hours or plus, it, just went like a little quick up. And really, we need to thank you, Hema. Like not only not just for this program, but doing this as such a passion. You're doing it devoted, last for so many years. That's really, really wonderful, and there's no words to thank you.
Thank you all for all the support, encouragement, and I thank all my students and parents who support, because without them, we cannot do anything.
Naturally, definitely. And I think hopefully our viewers next time when you go to an Orangeshram or dance program, you will probably recollect all these items Hema was talking about, and then probably make more sense now, So thank you, everybody. Good night. And I will see you again tomorrow in Patimandram. Thank you so much, Hema.
Thank you.